Our last story this evening features an unforgettable pair of unlikely teammates doing improbable things. I'm talking about Dick and Rick Hoyt, two men who are biologically father and son, yet much more than just a boy and his dad. For 30 years now, the Hoyts have turned individual endurance tests of marathons and triathlons into team events, and the manner in which they've done so has enriched both men. Our Mary Carrillo updates a profile we first visited 5 years ago.
This is where they go to prove their mettle. Endurance racers from around New England, ready to take on an Olympic distance triathlon. Those who finish will swim a mile, bike 24, and run 6 more.
All right, welcome everyone.
But one man's got a tougher challenge than the rest. And it's not because he's one of the oldest guys here. It's because Dick Hoyt will pull, pedal, and push his son Rick, who was born without the ability to move or speak. They say Dick Hoyt could have been an elite endurance athlete on his own. Dick's not so sure.
I just don't have the desire to be out there running by myself. I think it's just something that comes from his body to my body, and it makes us go faster.
Are you trying to say that you run faster pushing Rick than if you didn't run with him?
Oh, yeah. He inspires me and he motivates me. And he's actually the athlete, and he's very competitive. He wants to win.
Dick Hoyt, 40 years old and out of shape, had never run more than 1 mile. No one expected him to push his wheelchair-bound son for 5.
When we came across the finish line, it's the biggest smile you ever saw in your life. Then when we came home from that race, Rick wrote on his computer, "Dad, when I'm running, it feels like my disability disappeared."
Overnight, Dick and Rick began running every road race New England had to offer. And before too long, the oddball team was leaving quite an impression.
Rick can't make very many sounds, but he does this a lot when we're out there competing. It's not like a laugh, it's like he's got a smile on his face and he's just making this noise, you know, this loud noise.
Is that the prettiest sound in the whole world? That's got to be some sound.
Yeah, it really is, because you know he's happy and he enjoys himself and he loves to be out there competing.
And he's letting you know.
And he's letting me know.
It's been 5 years since we first met the Hoyts, and they've yet to slow down. Dick and Rick still race almost every weekend, usually placing first or second in Dick's age group. Only now, they have even more competition on the course. These days, hundreds of families are pushing their own disabled children in races, inspired by the Hoyts' devotion.
Are you ready to run? Huh?
You know, I figured eventually people would start doing what we're doing, but I didn't think it would get as big as it is getting.
What's that like to see?
It's great to see, because I know how Rick feels when we're out there competing and running. And now this is affecting other families that have children similar to Rick. And they've all got big smiles on their faces when they're out there competing and running.
And just last month in Virginia Beach, more than 100 runners pushed 50 riders in a 3-mile race, forming the biggest group yet.
These are volunteers who want to push disabled kids.
That's what's amazing to me. They're not their mother and father or somebody in the family. It's just volunteers who are out there and they want to do this.
Dick, now 70, says retirement won't happen for 2 more years, after they run their 30th Boston Marathon. But for this father and son, it's doubtful that finish line will be their last.